Welcome back to At Home Eat. Here we go. Okay, and welcome back to At Home Eats. My name is Shelby and I'm a registered dietitian and this is my channel, so welcome. We're gonna start our next series. Our last series was cauliflower. If you guys wanna check that out first, go ahead. We did Alfredo, we did a cauliflower mash, and then we did Asian cauliflower bites, which are amazing. So go and check that out and come back to us. But we are going to tackle for our next series, meatballs. And these are something that we classically know are made with like ground beef and pork and lamb, and it's got all types of seasonings in there, and it's normally placed in some type of unique sauce. So in this episode, we're gonna try 3 different types of meatballs that'll actually help us try to incorporate some more vegetables into our diet or offer a great alternative to red meat. So let's get started. First up, chicken parmesan meatball. Now, I love chicken parm. I think that chicken parmesan is a classic American staple, and I think that we all love that dish. And so I thought, why not make it into a meatball? I think that'd be a really cool concept. So let's get started with that, shall we? So I have about a pound of ground chicken that is in our pot, and then I'm gonna add lots of fun ingredients, and we're gonna start with some grounded minced garlic. Then we're gonna add in some oregano and thyme. Then we're gonna follow that up with actually some pureed tomatoes. Then we got some Parmesan and some mozzarella here, and we have my favorite of all time, fennel. It's amazing. That if you want to get that sausage taste, and pretty much anything add fennel to, it's amazing. And some rosemary, which always goes great with chicken. And we have some seasoned breadcrumbs here. You can use plain, whole wheat's always good as well. Then here we got some salt and pepper and some chili powder, and last but not least, some fresh parsley. So we're gonna add everything to our bowl. So I'm just gonna bring this over, and we're just gonna add, I'm gonna use the spoon to get everything out. So we're just adding the garlic. So we got that. Then we're just gonna add the oregano and thyme. And a lot of people will say, well, can I just use Italian seasoning? Yes, you can, but this is the actual individual ingredients of Italian seasoning. So adding them individually actually gives it a way different flavor, because you can add more of something, a little less of something else. So it actually makes your dish a lot more, it makes your dish a lot more individual and a lot more seasoned to perfection the way you'd like it. So this is my favorite fennel and rosemary. So we're just gonna add that in there. And we're gonna add the salt and the pepper. Make sure we watch our salt right. We don't want to do a lot of salt. That brings us back to hypertension and how too much salt in our diet is not great for us. Okay. So then we're gonna add in some breadcrumbs. And the actual ingredients, amount of ingredients is gonna be posted below the video, so you'll know how much I'm adding. I eyeball a lot of things. I've been cooking for a very long time, so I'm able to just add things, and normally it tastes good. But I've been cooking for over 20 years, so I've been cooking a long time, so I tend to eyeball things. So it's really hard sometimes for me to actually tell you how much it is until I'm sitting down and doing recipe development, which I normally do. So it's gonna be posted below for you guys to have an exact measurement. All right, so we got some Parmesan and mozzarella here. It's gonna be really cheesy. And add the tomatoes. That's about like 1/4 of a cup. And parsley. I'm not gonna use all of it for right now. I'm just gonna use a little bit just to get it in there. Then I love to get my hands dirty. I'm a cook, believe me. But for at-home eats television, we're gonna use gloves. For at-home eat stuff only. Because meatballs gets kind of messy, we all know that, right? But again, I don't mind getting my hands dirty. All right, so we're just gonna mix it, not gnawing at it. Just kind of twisting, folding. That's a great way to get everything incorporated here. So everything looks really good. I'm really happy with this product right now. We're not gonna eat raw chicken. Don't eat raw chicken, it's deadly. Make sure you cook it. 165 people. Shelby, the RD says so. Okay, so now we're gonna take these very tainted raw chicken gloves, and I'm just gonna take them off here. I'm gonna put them off to the side. Let me throw those away. And I still got clean hands, television clean hands. So next, I'm gonna put them on our baking sheet, and then we're just gonna actually portion them out old school. So I wanted to do that on purpose for you guys, because sometimes I also get, well, how are we supposed to portion it out? I don't have a measuring cup, da, 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 da. It's fine, use a dinner spoon. I grew up using a dinner spoon. It's what mom did, grandma did. It's fine, it's fine. So this is gonna go over our meatballs. Our oven's actually preheated to 375, okay? And dinner spoon. So how I'm gonna do this, if you wanna bring this in, we're gonna show you how to portion it with the dinner spoon. Do, 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 do. That's how I do it. And you don't have to roll it. But, oh, I forgot to spray our cookie sheet. So I'm gonna spray our cookie sheet. Okay, then we're gonna put our portion meatball right there. Okay, so if you don't wanna get your hands dirty, this is a great way to get it's a great way to not get your hands dirty. That's what I'm trying to say. So you can do it with a dinner spoon, okay? And that way the dinner spoon is big enough that you can get a big amount onto the spoon, and it'll be a sizable meatball. Are they gonna look like perfectly round meatballs? No, but have you ever been to a restaurant and said, I'm not eating this meatball because it's not perfectly round? No. So if it tastes good, who cares, right? What I'm gonna do for you guys is gonna do a little bit this way, and then I'll do it the old school way too, okay? The old school way. This is the old school way. I'll do it the rounding, the dirty hands way. How about that? We don't want to crowd the pan, okay? So we're probably gonna do 4 more, and then that's gonna be it, okay? My strong hand. Remember that? My strong hand.
That was like a scary movie.
Yes, oh my God. I'm a movie head. You'll hear me say lots of movie quotes. Ooh, that's a big meatball. We're family friendly. Okay. So that's what you guys are waiting for, I assume, right? Me patting the meatball out. So let's do it that way again. So we're just rounding it out. And again, I learned how to roll meatballs from Martha Stewart, okay? And that was my Sesame Street growing up. So she really taught me a lot, and rolling meatballs is one of them. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 more, and then we're gonna get this baby in the oven, okay? Now the other dinner spoon ones are not perfect balls. Again, it's all about what you prefer in terms of aesthetic wise. I don't really mind. It can be odd shaped, oblong. It's a meatball, it's good. Okay, so, okay. Every time I do that, I think of like the Italian song. It's like, matzah. Wait, is that right? So we're just gonna cover this up now, and then we're gonna put it in the oven on 375 for about 20 to 25 minutes, and they should be golden brown. Nice and healthy because they're in the oven, so it's another tip. Okay guys, now it's time for our segment we like to call Ask Shelby the RD. So our question for the day comes from viewer Sarah, who says, Dear Shelby the RD, why are whole grains so important? Well, that's a really good question, Sarah. I get that question a lot. And it's in the name, whole, right? So all of the nutrients are in the whole grain. So we have what's called the germ, which is I'm going to use hand signals to show you guys what it actually looks like, or you can Google what the actual whole grain looks like. It's kind of like a teardrop looking thing. In the middle, it has a germ, and the germ has most of the nutrients that we need. On the outside of it, it's an endosperm, and then in that, it has additional vitamins and minerals. And then on the outside of that, it's got bran. It's called bran, and it's got a lot of fiber in it. So when we have foods that have this whole grain intact, that means that we're ingesting all of this, and that is the best thing for our bodies, obviously, to get the nutrients that we need. Now, when we have foods that do not have the whole grain in there, then that means that all of these things are stripped away. So they take away that bran, and then they take down the endosperm, and then you have just the germ. And that's when you get all of our refined white breads and things like that. Even wheat bread, it's not necessarily whole grain. So make sure when you look at our packages, make sure it says whole grain, whole wheat. Those are things you want to look for, and those will have the whole grain intact, and those are the things that'll give us all the nutrients that we need. And it's great for us in our bodies. We get the fiber that we need, and overall the best option over the refined grains. So I hope that answers your question, Sarah. All right, so we're about done. Sarah's going to take it out of the oven now. Okay, all right, so we have our finished product now. This is our chicken parmesan meatballs. And what we have in here is a low-fat cheese, so we can obviously get our fill with our cheese, but it's a lower-fat mozzarella, and we have parmesan in here. We also have some breadcrumbs. You can use whole wheat breadcrumbs to make it healthier, and chicken, of course, is a lean meat, so we've got the ground chicken in there. And I want to try it because they look really, really good, so we're just going to try one. I really taste the garlic, all of the seasonings. That's why I mentioned earlier in the video, using individual seasonings like rosemary and fennel and thyme and oregano. You really taste the difference when you use it individually. Really good. Use it with any type of sauce, marinara, Alfredo, pesto. You can add this with, you can add this to different types of pasta, spaghetti, and do like a chicken parm meatball or spaghetti. Really, really good. Also, little to no carbs in these as well, and a good source of protein, so they're really good. And I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you join us in the next video in the series where we make a turkey-based meatball with spinach, red pepper, and Asiago cheese, so see you there. Oh, runaway chicken peas. We all know what that means. Sanitize.